Let us discuss about Maxwell's equations. Now, these equations you have already seen. The first equation is integral E dot ds is equal to q by epsilon naught. This is Gauss law in electricity. The second, the counterpart of this law in magnetism, B dot ds, integration of the integration over a closed surface, B dot ds is equal to 0. This is Gauss law in magnetism. Then there is a third law, integration E dot dl is equal to minus d phi by dt. This is Faraday Lenz law. You can see here the time varying magnetic field is giving rise to electric field. This is induced EMF. Okay, isn't it? E is equal to V by L. Remember, potential gradient. So V is equal to EL, induced EMF. And the final one, integration B dot dl is equal to mu naught I plus mu naught epsilon naught d phi E by dt. This is what we have seen yesterday. This is the displacement current, and this is the conduction current, and this is the displacement current. So in these four equations, Maxwell's contribution was only this part. Okay, but these equations are called Maxwell's equation because earlier magnetic field was studied in isolation and electric field was studied in isolation. Now a time varying magnetic field is giving rise to a time varying electric field, and a time varying electric field is giving rise to a time varying magnetic field. So they are mutually interactive, they are actually coupled, and they are giving rise to electromagnetic fields. So in that context, you have all equations. These first two equations are surface integrals. This is the law in the electricity, this is the law in magnetism. They are counterpart to each other. And these two, one is, we have already seen the Faraday's Lenz law. So time varying magnetic field is giving electric field, and time varying electric field is giving magnetic field. So these are the four equations normally used in Maxwell's equations, normally called as Maxwell's equations. But Maxwell's contribution is only this much. Now the speed of the electromagnetic wave is equal to the speed of the light. Okay, speed of electromagnetic wave is equal to c, and experimentally it is seen that it is equal to 1 by mu naught epsilon naught. Okay, mu naught epsilon naught. What is epsilon naught? It is permittivity in free space, and this is mu naught is, we have seen in magnetism, permeability. And here we are talking about free space, we are not talking about any other medium. Okay, so the value of C can be obtained by this formula. And so electromagnetic waves are basically coupled waves, they are coupled electric field and magnetic field. We have seen that changing means changing with respect to time. Changing electric field gives rise to changing magnetic field, which again gives rise to this, then this, and this process keeps on going. That is the fundamental property of electromagnetic wave. An electromagnetic wave, what is the purpose of electromagnetic wave? Means it carries energy. If you look at what is the source of electromagnetic wave, the source is any oscillating charge. Correct? So whenever we talk about oscillation, the first thing we will remember is a pendulum which is oscillating. So you can see here the charge, you can imagine like a pendulum which is oscillating about its mean position. So every moment its location is changing and it is accelerating. So every moment it will be giving rise to a changing electric field. The charge is accelerating, it will give rise to a changing electric field. This changing electric field will give rise to a changing magnetic field, and this changing magnetic field again will give rise to changing electric field, and this cycle keeps on. This is the couple. One is giving rise to the other. That is why it is a coupled time varying electric field and a magnetic field which is propagating in the space. Now the wave propagates in the space. Yesterday I told you what is the difference between propagation and traveling. One person can travel from one point to another, but a wave propagates. So when it propagates, it carries energy. So it is a transverse wave also, I told you. What is the meaning of transverse wave? Means it is like this, a particle is oscillating like this, but the wave is propagated. This is my wave propagation, and this is the oscillating direction. They are perpendicular to each other. It is called transverse wave. Okay, when the particle oscillates in this direction and the wave also is propagated in this direction, it is called longitudinal wave. Here they are in the same direction. This is a longitudinal wave, but electromagnetic wave is a transverse wave. So you can see a charge is oscillating about a mean position like this. So it will create a wave. That's just now we have seen that it's a sinusoidal. So in this direction will be the electric field, and if you draw in this direction will be the magnetic field. So this is my electric field and this will be the magnetic field. That means if the electric field is oscillating in the y direction and magnetic field is oscillating in the z direction, the wave will propagate in the x direction. So your EF, MF and wave propagation, these all three are mutually perpendicular to each other. Alright, so this is the electric field. Let us say it is in the y direction. Here I am writing it like this. This is the y, this is the z, and this is the x. So electric field is created in the y direction and magnetic field is created in the z direction. The propagation will be in the x direction. So obviously it is a wave phenomena. It will have its wavelength. You need to take you need to take the electric field, you need to take two corresponding crest or trough. the distance between that is your wavelength. If you want to write an equation for that, you have to write it like this: Ey is equal to E0 sine, it is propagating in the x direction, so it is sine kx minus omega t, and Bz will be equal to B0 sine kx minus omega t. Okay, this is inclined in which direction it is propagating. Here k is the wave number. We have discussed that in the, you might have studied that in the wave chapter. It is 2 pi by lambda. So this information is useful for numericals. Okay. Now here this particle is oscillating in this direction, and you can see the wave is going in this direction. So they are perpendicular to each other. Oscillation is perpendicular to that. So that is why it is a transverse wave. And the source will be any oscillating charge. And we have seen that in the Hertz experiment also, how that oscillation is provided. So the next thing would be the energy. Correct? Energy of the electromagnetic wave, because basically the purpose of electromagnetic waves is to carry energy. Okay. Now this energy is given by ET, which is energy of electromagnetic wave per volume. Correct? Now who carries this energy? It is partly carried by the electric field and partly by the magnetic field. Okay, so this is energy per volume by EF and energy per volume by MF. MF means magnetic field. Now there is an expression for this. This is half epsilon naught E square, and for this there is an expression half B square by mu naught. E and B are the electric and magnetic fields. Epsilon naught is the permittivity, mu naught is the permeability. Okay. Now we know that this C is given by 1 by mu naught epsilon naught. You can get the value of C using this expression. There is another expression. What is C? C is the speed of the electromagnetic wave, which is the speed of the light. And that's how they have come to a conclusion that light is also an electromagnetic wave. Right? So C can also be obtained by, you take the electric field and you divide by the magnetic field. The value you get is the value of C. So we can put it in this equation. Et is equal to half epsilon naught E square. Let us bring it into in terms of electric field. So this will become half. What is B here? It will be E by C. So it becomes E square by C square mu naught. So this is equal to half epsilon naught E square half into E square. Alright? This is 1 by C square. See, C square will be mu naught epsilon naught. 1 by C square will be, it will go into the numerator. Mu naught epsilon naught by mu naught. That's it. C square value I have written. I have written the value of 1 by C square, which is this. Okay. So here you can see that mu naught cancels, and it becomes half epsilon naught E square, plus here also mu naught cancelled, and half epsilon naught E square, which is equal to epsilon naught E square, half plus half. So this is the expression for energy of an electromagnetic wave. Remember, it is per unit volume. So this is the expression to calculate the energy of electromagnetic wave. Okay, these are useful in numericals.